I think that people who have an adventure mindset have a lot of traits in common. And what I mean by that is that people who go in the backcountry, or they kayak, or they cycle, or they climb tall peaks, there are a lot of things that they have in common with their mindset and how they think. And I'd like to discuss those things. So here's 9 traits of people with an adventure mindset. Oh, and welcome to As the Crow Flies Hiking. I think one thing that is very common when people with an adventure mindset is they like the challenge. There's something about the dopamine in their system when they're hiking from point A to point B, or trail running, or climbing from the bottom to the peak, or cycling long distances. They just like the challenge of it. Maybe there's a fastest known time that they want to do, or a personal best. It's very common with people that love adventure and like to be in the backcountry or out on the trail or climbing a peak. They just really want to challenge themselves to their personal best to make it all happen for them. Something about it. I think one of the biggest things about the adventure mindset is the concept of loving nature. People who go out and backpack or cycle or kayak or climb big mountains, they love to see nature, the streams, the mountain peaks, the rivers, the leaves, the trees, especially the animals. Anytime you see animals out in nature, there's some connection to that with people who love adventure and the mindset of being out in the outdoors, in the backcountry. That's one of my favorite things, and that's why I'm out here this weekend. And that's why I love the outdoors, is being on a trail, not hearing cars, just hearing the wind and animals at night. That's the adventure mindset to me. I think a lot of people have that same understanding about being in nature and being in the outdoors. Every time I'm hiking in the Sipsey Wilderness, a lot of this adventure mindset comes to me thinking about this very place, the Fat Man Squeeze, where I think that a lot of people come out to the outdoors, or kayaking, biking, or climbing, or whatever they do to get their adventure fix, to escape. They're escaping. I think it's different than being alone. You're just escaping whatever reality you're in. Maybe it's a bad relationship, or a bad job, or just a lot of stress or something. And I think about it every time I go in this little hole and go through this cave and come out the other side, that I'm escaping. I think about the Lord of the Rings, when Sam, the friend of Frodo, says, if I take one step further from the Shire, I'm as far as I've ever been away from my home. And I think about that every time I'm in the wilderness, when I'm in a place I've never seen before, that I'm escaping. I am one step further away from my home than I've ever been. So I do think that there is some correlation between people with an adventure mindset and escape from reality. Fitness, that's one of the common traits of people with an adventure mindset. I mean, everybody wants to be in shape. Everybody wants to have good energy and a good diet. Hiking in the backcountry, or cycling, or kayaking, or climbing peaks, that's a good way to get your miles in, your calories, and do well in the outdoors. But sometimes for me, it's like, it's either feast or famine with my fitness. I'm either out here hiking or I'm not. And you have to supplement it with other things like running or cardio or going to the gym. It's just that I would rather be in the backcountry doing it, because it's more fun out here than being on some sort of hamster wheel on a treadmill or something. That's just not for me. So the backcountry for me is where I can find a little bit of fun in fitness, because it's always something different. But a lot of people that are into that backcountry mindset have the idea of, I want to be fit, I want to lose weight and be in good shape, have good energy. It's a common trait. Here's two backpackers with me, Senior Hiker 77 and Gone Feral with Squidly. And I just mentioned fitness. Fitness is a common trait among people with the backcountry mindset, right?
I'm really into fitness. Right now, I'm into fitness peanut butter in my belly.
Yeah, as long as this will fit in my mouth, I'm into fitness too.
Another one of the things I was thinking about when you deal with commonalities between people that love this adventure mindset is kind of the peaceful nature of either being out in the woods or being in nature and the outdoors. There's something peaceful about just being in a tent like I am right now. It's quiet. I hear the crickets, frogs every once in a while. The coyotes were calling back to each other. I think that is a common trait among people who love that outdoor mindset. The peace, the solitude of the outdoors. Another common trait with people with this outdoor mindset has to be gear. I mean, I go through backpacks, sleeping bags, tents, sleeping pads, bags, food, all sorts of gadgets and gear all the time. Look them up on websites and try to find something that's lighter or better or faster. It's going to make my backpacking experience better. But I think that's across the board with people with an outdoor adventure mindset. Whether it's biking, there's all sorts of gear that you can buy, or climbing, all sorts of gear and ropes you can buy, kayaking, all sorts of bags and kayaks and different things you can buy to make your experience better. I think it's more like we are all gear nerds, and it goes along with the outdoor mindset of you want to be camping, you want to be backpacking, whatever you want to do, that you love to look at, buy, and trade gear. Lots of gear nerds. I think some people with the adventure mindset just go to be alone. They just want to get away from the city and the noises, the distractions, the stress, and they just want to be alone. Now, I can say I've never really had that mindset, but a lot of people that I see on the trail, they're by themselves and they just want to get away from distractions, all the things that bother them throughout the week. But I enjoy not being alone. I'm here with a bunch of my buddies hiking this weekend, and I like the camaraderie of hiking and talking and carrying on. But there is that part of a lot of people with the adventure mindset that they just want to be left alone. They want to go out, carry everything on their back, and hike or climb a mountain or cycle or kayak and just be alone in their own mind and allow themselves to decompress. Not really me, but I do think there's a lot of people with that trait that have an adventure mindset. I think there's some people in the adventure mindset mode that simply, like me, enjoy camping, eating food, and campfires. There's a lot of times that's really my only mindset. I'm not worried about the challenge. I'm not worried about the fitness. I just want to put a bunch of food in my food sack and eat a bunch of snacks, watch a nice fire, and chill. No different tonight. Got my tent up, got a little ramen and some chicken. Just sit by the campfire, enjoy the night, get in the sleeping bag, warm and toasty on a cold night. I think that's a common theme among people who love the outdoors, sleeping outside with a campfire and camp food. I guess the last thing that I'll say about this adventure mindset, and it's probably not all inclusive, but at least a lot of people that I hike with, and I think there's a lot of people that have this understanding, is that when you're in the outdoors or climbing a peak or cycling or biking, a lot of people have a connection with a higher being. For me, I'm a spiritual person, and it is my connection with God in the outdoors. but for other people it's something else. But that's just personal for me. But I think there is some kind of concept that when you're in the outdoors that you have a connection to nature, the wind blowing, the trees, things living and dying, the circle of life that you see, animals, mountains and things, and you think, wow, somebody created all this. Anyway, it's just part of at least some people's mindset, the adventure mindset. Well, I hope you like these ideas or concepts of maybe common traits among some, maybe not all, people that are in the outdoors. Appreciate you watching. If there is something that you think of that I didn't mention about being part of an adventure mindset and common traits that people have, I would ask you to comment below and tell me, what have I missed? Or maybe one of these things you don't agree with, and that's fine. That's kind of why I did it. But thank you. Thanks for watching As the Crow Flies Hiking, and enjoy the outdoors, because the adventure mindset, to me, is what it's all about. See you next time on As the Crow Flies Hiking.